Is November 28th, 2024. I had to work last night. Yesterday, I was in Alliance. People saying stuff when I went in stores. During the case, some of those drug cartel guys said they were running a scam of who could come up with the best scam to steal my money wins. That's where all these extortion plans came from. They were scamming. They said it was a scam. Okay? You can't do any of this. It's so ridiculous. It's so illegal. They were to be arrested the first day. Okay? Because can you go break in somebody's home and stab them with a needle? They used to drink and drug them and tell them to say stuff, beat and rape them and not go to jail. Come on now. Can you be hired to set up button cameras stalking someone? Tape them naked, unaware, without their knowledge or permission. Not go to jail. Not in this country, you can't. Can you be stupid enough to confess you photoshopped a shower scene to make the person look weird in another room of washing? That you're that asinine and juvenile? Oh, but still sick and demented enough to say you sold kiddie porn on little kids going potty on the internet? Sold that victim on the internet? Go in the bathroom, showering with a partner? It's demonic. Lacing someone's drink when they're out of the room, they don't even know you're in their house. They're fake sodium pentothal reports. Date rape, drug amnesia, drug confessions, so you're sleepwalking, you never see or talk to anybody. Scary movie crap. How would you like to take a drink out of a Diet Coke, a 2-liter, in the room go dizzy and black? Wake up hours later. What happened to me? Throwing up, dizzy, can't hardly sit up, almost passing out, giant bruises you didn't have a few hours before, and then a severe swollen personal infection. Or wake up with injection mark and have orange, lemon, and grapefruit-sized bruises all over you. Throwing up, dizzy, almost passing out in a severe personal infection. I can't even go to the bathroom hardly. Well, the doctor, what on earth is wrong with me? And no memory of the attack or anything. They're fake sodium pentothal reports done by drug dealers. The whole thing was done by the drug cartel. It's documented by the police. I was framed by the cartel, and it was a cartel in my home. Dave hired the drug cartel, my ex-husband, while we were married, to run a drug scam. Officer Mark, in August of 23, told a lady that it is documented and verified I was framed by the drug cartel, and it was a drug cartel in my home before. And it's documented and verified it was a medication error that made me sick before, and another lady was using my insurance, and none of this is funny. Now you think about that agent laughing at me for some drug dealer drugging me up and telling me to say stuff and photoshopping that shower scene in the other room on a recorded line. See, I talked to a sheriff. Said no law enforcement would ever fall for a drug scam like that because everything's digital. Talked to the Stark County Prosecutor's Office. It's a fraud scheme. Talked to a criminal attorney. No one could be in your home before. And that agent doesn't have enough authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He's only a police officer. It takes a judge due to the freedom of speech to put a gag order on you. Told him how he talked to me online. He confessed that he told on me. He can't tell on you. He can't talk to you like that. And I said, well, he confessed he told on me on a recorded line. Seen by hundreds telling on me before he talked to me after the hotline. He can't tell on you. He can't talk to you like that. He can't even tell you. He can't say anything. He's only a higher police officer. He don't have that kind of authority. He can't make up his own rules. And the police know they can't go along with it. That's what the prosecutor's office said. And sheriffs out of this area that I talked to. It's a big fraud scheme from them. Now, no officer, no real agent is going to back a drug scam from drug dealers. But that agent John did, and he laughed at me because he thought he was getting a drugged up rape victim. So drugged up she didn't know what was happening to her, blaming the dirty well water. And he could open a case and steal the money from the government. So on Google, another FBI agent raped 2 women. During the case, because I was left in the middle of the drug cartels, the police are working the case. They had came up to me. You need to be proud of what you lived through. You helped get all this information on these people, and you've helped save a lot of lives. You need to be proud of what you lived through. And they've told me that for years. With living through what you did, we got all kinds of information on these people, and you helped save a lot of lives. My one friend went to Faith Family Church when the drug cartel showed up there in 19. I was telling people they were FBI. He's seen them, and so did everybody else. And then that Michelle showed up there in January or February 19. First, she was Agent Will's daughter. Then she was retired Judge Pete's daughter. She's with the Florida human traffickers selling people. She's a scam artist. Okay? Like March 20th, 24th, they made up retired Judge Pete. They made up everything on me to get away with this. Okay? Well, my friend went to the U.S. Marshals in Canton, Ohio to talk to him. He stepped forward. When he was there was a man that was connected to all this. And he was telling the marshals how I was involved in them, and they saved his life because of this. I was so touched for days. When I first read that text message, I went to my boyfriend and I cried. And I cried. People are actually doing the right thing. They're going and telling them, well, they already have my case. They showed up January 20th, 23. My one friend, I met him out in Worcester. He said, I got a friend on the police department. He lives 2.5 hours away, so we met in the middle to have dinner. All these men came in. I thought you brought your police department. They knew about the case that agent opened with you. They knew about the Texas group. They started going through everything. And then drove me in front of him till I stopped and walked outside. They yelled out where the U.S. Marshals were going to be taking care of this. They've been involved in a lot of arresting these people. We got to think where they tell people her case stands up in court without her. It's a protected home custody, threat of life with statements and a court order. And the sheriffs and the FBI and police have been taking this with a court order. It cannot be disputed. They had the Henry Mafias group, the Gentlemen's Club from Florida, the Florida human traffickers, Georgia human traffickers, the Kingsmen from Texas, the Texas human traffickers, California drug traders, Buffalo, New York, Michigan, Tennessee, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, North and South Carolina, Maryland, and Georgia. Drug dealers and human traffickers were here, breaking their crimes, laughing in my face how they were getting away with it. All caught under police surveillance. My phone was tapped by the police and FBI. I went out to eat with an officer. He said, is your phone bugged or tapped? I said, I think so. I didn't want to say yes right away. He's like, well, is it? I said, maybe, kind of. I wouldn't confess to a crime, we'll put it that way. He started laughing. He's like, boy, did that take care of a lot. You ever watch FBI where they look through your phone and they record everything? You don't have to be on it. FBI informant. My car's bugged. My home's. I'm left in the middle of hell. All under police surveillance with a court order. And at least one officer is assigned to me every day to document everything for the FBI case. The Stark County Sheriff's will haven't even admitted in front of people in Faith Family Church they work my case. But if more people would come forward, where they found 45 kids in Akron within the last 2 months they had took. There's still over 1,000 people missing. And up in Cleveland, another 53-year-old woman disappeared this last week. And a couple other people. They're still taking people. They're still here. I want you to think about that. If everybody tells on everybody involved, that police and marshals can pull back, and they may find more of the people they took from Ohio are probably still here in Ohio. If it was your son, your daughter, your grandchild, niece or nephew, your mother's sister, wife, chained up in a basement, used as a sex slave, and perverts to rape and torture, by God, wouldn't you want people to tell on them? Why don't people stop acting like backboard hicks and think it's funny that a bunch of drug dealers are running drug scams on people instead of being horrified? Do you want them to do this to you? You know what they're trying to prove to people? They're trying to show them that they have no rights. That they can be hired to cyberstalk you, illegally monitor your home. You don't have a right to privacy. That the drug cartel rules this area. That they can break in and stab people with needles, or lay strings, have fake sodium pentothal reports, get you so stoned, tell you say or do something, you have no memory, have you beaten, raped, and human trafficked out of your home, and you have no rights. They can laugh in your face that they had sold kitty porn of children in your family on porn sites. They can laugh at you that they sold you on porn sites. Photoshopped a shower scene in the other room. Laugh in your face how they framed you. They even laughed at the FBI June 7th, 23, how they made a big fool out of them. They're so arrogant. Laughed at these people November 18th, 22. See, that's where I was out in the alliance. They said these people already confessed they photoshopped everything and made everything up on her. What are these people doing? What are you doing? Helping drug dealers. See, like they said, if her family, any of them, put their name on those tapes before, the police will arrest them for being part of the people that were harming her. It's racketeering. Racketeering, RICO charges is drugs, threats, rape, and attempted extortion under any of them. It's 20 years. Illegal monitoring with the body cameras? 7. Like the Stark County Prosecutor's Office took in 30 seconds. It's a fraud scheme. They did the biggest mistake. They did it in your home. It's the right to privacy. That FBI agent knew that. By federal law, he was to arrest them. By federal law. Illegal for him hiring Pete to harm me, that's hiring a hitman. And for me to get hurt, he was to arrest him for 20 years. And then for racketeering another 20, and then 20 for kiddie porn. And then accessory to conspiracy to commit murder. An attempt to murder. The victim and the rape victim that's being drugged by the drug cartel in a drug scam was not to be made fun of. And then fed to the drug cartel. I heard people in Louisville, nobody will ever talk to the FBI here. They let all those things happen to her. See, that's where even children years ago, the FBI betrayed her. One's clear down in New Philly. The FBI let her live through all that and didn't even pay her. No, that dirty agent stole my money the first day. He don't have the authority. Freedom of speech. It takes a judge to put a gag order in you. Even the prosecutor's office said that. He's only a higher police officer. He's only bullying you. So did a criminal attorney and the police out of this area. And I'll tell you what, the police out of our area want to know why our police haven't arrested Agent John. They have him nailed. Hmm? They have him nailed with his own confession on a recorded line that he was obstructing justice and tampering with a witness. That he knew people were conspiring and trying to have someone murdered. Conspiracy to commit murder is life in federal. That he was aiding and abetting it and didn't blame him, that he was helping him. I did a speech of all your laws and then how he talked to me on the phone. I heard some guy outside where I was at said, we listened to all the laws and how that agent talked to her. Didn't think about it. All the laws and your rights, they can't do any of this. See, that's where the police have even told people no one can do any of this. Like they said, if any of my family would have put their name on it, they'll go to jail for it. They've been waiting to see who was actually in it what day of having me harmed. Dave fled the country, never going to come back, because he knows he's going to go to jail. Now you think of that agent. He don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. The Fourth Amendment in the Constitution, the right of the people to be safe and secure within your own person. Nobody can talk to you unless you want them to. It's assault. Your places, your homes, your papers, and effects against all unreasonable searches or seizures shall not be violated. Your home can't be violated. No searches, no seizures, but upon probable cause warranted. You have to have a court order. So where's your court order from before? You don't have a court order. You don't have anything in Messamo. Like Officer Reinhardt in Louisville, it's illegal to look and listen. Prosecutor's office, criminal attorney. Dave can't hire Pete or anybody on his own. It's illegal that he did it. So why didn't that federal police officer do his job and arrest people breaking the law? Think about that. Instead of aiding and abetting crimes. So, no searches, no seizures, but upon probable cause warranted with an oath or affirmation of people, places, and things to be searched and seized. Because you also have the right to remain quiet, a right to an attorney, and a right to a fair court trial, bail, and bond. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements and a court order. The police have told me that, and the prosecutor's office, and a criminal attorney. You're talking about some drug scams some drug dealers are fooling everybody with, right? Using your low IQ that you don't know you have rights. Now I want you to think, I called the FBI hotline. They drug me up so bad when he tries to call me back the next day. It's ringing, I'll let it go to voicemail, wake up later. So I have to hold on to the wall to get to the bathroom, to the refrigerator, back in bed. Listen to the voicemail. This is Agent da-da-da. Call me back. I can't. And fall back to sleep. Next day, not much better. The third day, I made myself get up. I'm sitting on the front porch. I feel drunk and I don't drink. I Googled it. It's a sign of a date rape drug wearing off. It makes you sick. I lost 18 pounds. I thought the dirty well water I was showering in was giving me cancer. I knew nothing. Never seen or talked to anybody. Never even had my neighbors in my home. Okay? Had enough air in my face, called one of my witnesses that I gave the hotline, made sure it was okay. I used her name. She said yes, and I went out and got a card with that agent's number in it from the voicemail. Went up to Apostolic Church, went down to the mall, made an excuse to go there, and gave that card to her manager, and her manager put it in her locker. Went up to Apostolic Church of Parton. Agent John is up there telling on me. It's been documented and verified by the police. It was the agent that returned my phone call from the hotline, telling on me before he talked to me. Okay? I go in with Dave, and Paul Paymer gets in Dave's face. My God, I had an FBI agent. My office is right there. I walk off as he's screaming at him. How dare you bring the FBI up here with threats on her life? Women walk up. He knows she's being drugged, beaten, raped. And he said he didn't care. I'm covered in bruises, lost 18 pounds. And my heart's sinking in my stomach where I thought it was a dirty well water. I go in and I sit down. They follow me, sit down behind me. He knows she's being drugged, beaten, raped. And he said he didn't care if she's going to be faking she was sick and faking she got well. Strange's 15-year-old lie. 15-year-old lie. He thought I was following Tim and Katie. And it was Linda, my sister, following her husband with his girlfriend. He's cheating on her while they're married. She's following her husband with his mistress. And she got caught. And they thought it was me. So he made up a baby lie and got rid of me when it was a medication error, medical malpractice, documented by all my family physicians, Dr. Eli, and then proven when I got off the medicine, it took me 9 months to get well. Okay? And that's a baby little 8-year-old lie. Oh, you fake it. And he made it up 6 months later after a traffic accident I had nothing to do with. It had nothing to do with them. And it's demonic. That satanic family is using their tragedy to help their cult kill people. Because like even people that work the case, why on earth would they want attention out of it? 6 months later, it had nothing to do with them and nothing to do with her father running that stop sign. And more likely that minister did have that guy killed and that kid because he wouldn't shut his mouth up against him. Dear God, I found out about 2 months ago up in Akron on a Wednesday that he had this plan ever since 03 when he thought I was following Tim and Katie. They were to try to have me killed. And if I didn't die, to have me destroyed. Nobody was to say or do a thing till Dave said he wanted a divorce, and that's what took him 15 years. They've been planning my death for 15 years. And they were complaining that agent needs to get his facts straight. And we all found out it was a medication error that made her sick before. Okay? Now I told that agent, we'll get back to Paymer's church. Okay? Those ladies come in and said, he said he knows she's being drugged, beaten, raped, and he said he didn't care. She's going to be faking she was sick and faking she got well, and that family was grieving. He said he didn't care what they would do to her. And then if she was going to be mean to their women, I found out it's Tim's girlfriend, Katie, was in there lying. And talked to her in years. And the last time I talked to her, I said hi to her with Dave. Think about that. I haven't been a member of that church since 03 and it's 18. I wouldn't even have their phone numbers. Don't know where they live. Think about it. All right. So, if she was going to be mean to their women, he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Dave comes in and said, let's go. You know, the truck, he said, you called the FBI on me? I had to kill you myself. He starts punching me. The truck goes for a load of gun. I put my hand on the console. Goes back to punch me. Almost jumped out on the highway. Ran from him when I got home. Next day, rivers of tears. Scared out of my mind. Everybody knows I called FBI. I told that agent on a recorded line, someone told me, you liar. I tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. He calls me a liar. They're not allowed to call you a liar. Badgering laws, Department of Justice 1729. He broke the law. Tampering with a witness. He's to take my statement if he believes me or not and follow through. He let us see. I found out the guy's a serial killer. He let him go. Okay. I said, well, he tried to kidnap me before. And before I can say Terry Coverly seen him, he's like, oh, come on now. I met with that family in my office. And all those church people, I know they're trying to kill you because you were faking you were sick and faking you got well while that family was grieving. I said, look, I really was sick before. Now, he knows the conspiracy to, in an attempt to murder. They were to get life in federal for that. By federal law. He broke the law, not arresting him. He was aiding and abetting an accessory to attempt and conspiracy to commit murder. He could be charged with that, and he needs to be charged with it. And before I could say Terry Copley, that's when he said he met with everybody. I met with that family in my office and all those church people. I know they're trying to kill you because the strangest lie of thinking you were sick and thinking you got well with that family was great. It's like, look, I really was sick before. He's like, you liar. Was there a camera above the bench? I don't know. You say a liar, I'll arrest you. You say it, I'll put you in there. It's like, fine, whatever. He's like, ha, 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 ha. He let a serial killer go. Which caused my old house manager, her niece, she was taken on Christmas of 2018 because he didn't do his damn job and others were taken. I don't find you funny, FBI agent. Now I want you to say you were faking you were sick before. Well, that's ridiculous. I had 6 to 10 surgeries. My muscles locked up good. Went to a bunch of crackpots. Falsely diagnosed. My feet swelled all the way up. I swelled from my feet to my brain. My legs were so swollen. They were popping out of place. I'm going to orthopedic doctors. They're pulling out turkey-based syringes of fluid. Gave me canes and braces because I was falling, because they were numb, because they were so swollen, and the kneecaps were popping out of place. My thyroid, adrenal gland shut down, went into many heart attacks, and brain swelling. They were lying so bad they said I had level 2 brain tumors, and it told all my family physicians to tell me that it was them doing it, and they were known for lying, falsely diagnosing people and ripping them off, and get an attorney to sue them and turn them out of the state to pull their license. You're not the first one, you're not the only one they've made sick. And it took me 9 months to get well. To say you're not sick at that point, I was almost dead. I said I really was sick before. And he's like, you liar. He said, I've met with that family in my office and all those church people, and I know they're trying to kill you. It's the strangest liar. Faking you were sick and faking you got well with that family was great. I didn't even go to their church. I haven't even been a member there for 15 years. I visited one time in 2011 with Dave. Actually, 2 times with Dave. Trying to figure out why on earth they were making out stories on me then. Dave and I talk about that on a tape. They were making up all kinds of crazy crap, and I thought if I went there, somebody would tell me. Okay? And I want you to think about this. Okay? I want you to think about this, and I want you to think about it hard. He said, I've met with that family in my office and all those church people, and I know they're trying to kill you. Because you were faking you were sick and faking you got well with that family was grieving. What was he to do by federal law? Arrest him. All. His sworn duty was to arrest him. Okay? Not make fun of the rape victim. And the one that had almost been murdered. He's like, and you need to realize what you've done, and I don't blame him for trying to kill you. He actually says that. Like some investigator said when I listened to the recorded line, I almost fell out of my chair. Another one said it came up on his chair. I said, look, I really was sick. He said, you say it all there, but they'll kill me. So, they've tried to kill me. So, say it or I'll leave you there. You hear me? You say it or I'll leave you there. It's like, fine, just don't let them kill me. Ha 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 ha. Why would the FBI help a person like you? It's his sworn duty. I said, well, they've tried to kill me. So, they're going to kill me. So, and the other agent yells out the drug dealer, the rapist name. You could always use Pete's tape of Weird with Yourself, the shower scene in the other room where they made fun of FBI agent John, June 7th, 23, Walmart 62, 10, 11 in the morning. The sheriffs have a tape of Lighthouse Tabernacle and the cartel making fun of him, how they felt FBI agent John fell for the stunner tapes before. Ha 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 ha. Is that what's going on? You mean that FBI agent actually fell for a stunner tape before? That was only a stunt. Having me drug being raped, photoshopped, and publicly exploited was just a stunt to an occult. He was to arrest them all by federal law. I don't even know who he is. I've never met my rapist. Where Dave told people he hired Pete on his own. Pete's a drug dealer. Like April 28th, 24. Walmart on the strip, officer in uniform. Karen, we all know nobody drugs anybody but the drug cartel. There's a drug cartel in your home before. And we all know that guy told on you before. All right. So, I said, what are you talking about? Now, I've never met him. I never even had my neighbors in my home. I thought the dirty well water of Sharia was giving me cancer. I kept telling, I was seen by Altman family physicians all summer long of 2018 for migraine headaches, throwing up, dizzy, almost passing out, giant bruises, muscle pain, and severe personal infection. All the signs of being drugged, being raped. And I blamed the dirty well water. I thought it was killing me, and they were treating me for everything. And they didn't put it together when I told them I found out that's what was causing it. They're like, your ex-husband's a vile, sick animal, and those people hurt you like that. Okay? Like a nurse told me, and we all know rapists do this. We try not to leave there first. I want to think it's some kind of virus, environmental, something else. But we all know rapists do this. Okay? I said, what are you talking about? Because I've never met him. The only Pete I know is my brother Medina. I hadn't talked to him in years. Or seen him in a couple years. Talked to him, but I hadn't seen him. So it's like, what are you talking about? He's like, it says something else, and it's one of the black and blue marks. He's talking about my rapist laughing at me. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, stop, you don't know. I bet you don't know anything about this doctor selling your information. Why had some lady for 15 years use my insurance? Found out she had 2 little girls, ran up all kinds of medical bills, got stuck with the copays. We filed insurance fraud. We got stuck with the copays. Dave was probably cheating on me my whole marriage. And it was probably one of his girlfriends. Okay? Looking back now, it probably was. Instead of some weirdo getting a hold of my information. I didn't have to show ID back then. Okay? And HIPAA violations. No doctor of yours could talk about you without your signed or verbal consent. It's 1 to 5 years and a $250,000 fine. It's part of a right to privacy. They have a license that keeps their mouth shut or they go to jail. Okay? And that's where December 30th, 23, Altman Hospital announces them. My God, nobody's to talk to these people. They had some guy impersonate a doctor from Altman Hospital selling people's information. The hospital gets sued. It could get shut down. And no one's going to back those doctors from before. My God, they lied so bad. They said she had brain tumors and the only thing was wrong with her was her muscles locked up. And they caused everything else. And nobody's going to back medication errors and people making them sick, just ripping them off. Okay? Cops walk by, say the same thing. All those doctors were lying before? Yes, it was a medicine making her sick. No, that's funny. Okay? So I'm like, what are you talking about? Because it's a big scam. And I said, what are you talking about? Stops, you don't know. He's like, give me a real reason. Well, my brother-in-law, Craig, died working for the government. Tell him about it. First of all, you talk to any law enforcement about this area. Talk to any law enforcement in this area about threats on your life. I said, the only 2 officers I've talked to, I call them silly or stupid. I Said August 8th of 18, I had a light in the security system. Came out, told me I looked like an alien orb or an angry spirit, and then told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. They don't want bothered up here. You're kidding, right? I said, no. I said, matter of fact, I've never even had my neighbors in my home. I've only had repair guys and installation guys in my family. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that what's going on? Okay. Offers to take me somewhere and leave me with no money, and then if I agree to get information on Diaconal Churches, they open an informant program. And it comes with $5,000 a month. I thought, well, I can do that. And I'll just have to hold on, a few more weeks. There, I got 3 witnesses in the mall. They'll just have to get it together. He said, you have a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally stated, dated against you again, and only for you would we ever do this for. Always put it back as if it never happened. You can't be legally charged for anything ever again for working this case. I only have 1 traffic ticket from '89. Like Officer Mark told people, we'll give Karen no wrongdoing in life because he even knew she wouldn't abuse it. I want you to think about that. 89. 1 traffic ticket. I paid my ticket. That's why when you do a background check on me, my fingerprints are sealed. FBI informant. Okay? And he said, I opened the account today with the money. He said, you have that money to live on. He said, admit to no wrongdoing and I'll take care of everything in the end. But if you try to tell someone what's crazy, no one will help you. I told the Starr County Prosecutor's Office what he said. He laughed till he had tears. First of all, the police know that they cannot go along with any of that. He's only a higher police officer. It takes a judge due to the freedom of speech First Amendment to put a gag order on you. I said, well, he already confessed he told on me. He said he can't tell on you. He can't talk to you like that. The police know they can't go along with any of that. He said you can tell whoever you want. He can't open his mouth to you. He's only a police officer. And he can't just make up his own rules. He said, and no judge would sign his own arrest warrant by signing something like that. The Department of Justice or the state have put him in jail. He said, get the money for working the case and only for working the case and risking your life to get the government information. That's what you get paid for. Nothing else. They can only put your money and your immunity. I found out living, housing, expenses, and a medical card. That's the only thing they can put in it. He said informants are different. You stay yourself, you feed them information. Okay? And he said, and because you risk your life, you get paid for the rest of your life. He said, these people actually tried to kill you, and you can never, ever get out of a witness protection program your whole life because they can wait and try to kill you again. It'd be illegal for the FBI to drop you no matter what. He said they can put you in another witness protection program, but otherwise you stay an informant for life. And even the police know. He can't ask you to stay quiet. He cannot withhold your money either. It's for working the case. And he can't misdirect it. He can't ask you to stay quiet. He can't tell on you. And he can't talk to you and can't bully you into false statements. I talked to a criminal attorney and police out of this area, and they want to know why our police have not arrested that agent. And even Mike DeWine's cousin, Sheriff David, he said, he's so arrogant with you. He said he stole from other cases and got away with it to the point he's doing it in front of people, and he don't care anymore. Think about that. And he even said, and he's a sheriff, you get the money for working the case, and he cannot withhold it. 14th Amendment, you cannot withhold protection. You can't seize somebody's money, but due process of law, you have to be found guilty and sued for it. 4th Amendment, only police and agencies can be in your home under oath for life with statements. You also have the right to remain quiet, right to an attorney, and right to a fair court trial, bail, and bond. Why can't they do this? Some guy said the other night outside where I was working, I could hear him talking. Until you actually listen to her and all your rights, nobody could do this. See, I've had police yell at these people. I don't care who the hell you think you are. You can't do any of this. It's racketeering, sextortion, kiddie porn, human trafficking, attempted murder. And we can keep assault. We can conspiracy to commit murder. You name it. We can put all kinds of charges on this. Human trafficking. The human traffickers did this in a big drug scam. Pete and Michelle are human traffickers. Michelle and Lauren, the ones that are bragging that they're dating Agent John, ride with the Florida human traffickers, and that he's financing killing U.S. citizens, that he's given it to the drug cartel. Really, it's not funny when people are still disappearing. And it's not funny that agent is stealing victims' money, laughing at a rape victim and a drugged-up rape victim that had almost been murdered, and then steals her money and leaves her trapped in the cartel and can't get out. I have a legally bugged phone, legally bugged car, and my house was legally bugged. See, that's weird. Dave even told other people he talked to that agent up at that church when I walked off. Dave actually met him. Even though he knew there was an agent up at that church, you know what's funny? He's not a bright man. He yelled at me for having met all these men show up, men and women, walking around me. And a lot of men. He didn't put it together they were cops. He's not a bright man. And he never put it together that the police and the FBI, even though they talked to him about the threats on my life. So the court order for carrying around the house Karen's will, FBI informant, would be legal. That he was being taped by them. And they have him for 2 murders. They have him for human trafficking me. Trying to have me murdered. In it with a Kingsman from Texas. And those idiots trying to sell me. And then part of kiddie porn, of selling pornography of his grandchildren go in the bathroom. They have him for several life sentences. Why do you think he fled the country a year ago? He realized when the marshals showed up and started arresting all these dumbass people that are doing all these horrible crimes here, he fled. Told my son he's never coming back. Everybody go online and report FBI Agent John. Like I said, it was on Google. Another FBI agent raped 2 women. It was on Google too. Agents have stole cases, the money from cases too, before, and they're in jail. Agent John is not above the law. And there's been all kinds of witnesses that know of him taking a payoff and him stealing my money. And you know how you get him stopped? You tell on him. That's why they tell everybody not to say a word, because they want to get away with murder here. And it's been people in their low IQs not telling on them. If it was your child taken by these bastards and monsters, wouldn't you want people with knowledge to step forward? I was so touched that some guy's life got saved because of the marshals found him, because it was connected to me. And his life got saved. And my friend went in because he's seen those human traffickers. They were breaking at B Family Church. They could control anybody with their drugs for 4 to 6 hours. Michelle was bragging she could have anybody drug being raped. She just had to ask those guys. She's part of the big truck guys that sell people. Seen with him several times under police surveillance. She's a human trafficker, and so is Pete. It's documented. I was framed by the drug cartel, and there was a drug cartel in my home before. Everybody go online and turn them in. And turn Agent John in. Because I'll tell you what, that's the only way it stops, and that's how you save lives. The marshals have been here working my case for over a year and a half. They've got over 1,000 drug traders and human traffickers and saved way over 300 children. I go up into Akron and Hartville. We all know her case is a nationwide human trafficking scam. Every time I see him, even though I know I have a police officer around me, I report it. And I report it. And you know what? I've seen him in Akron. I've seen him in Hartville. I've seen him at Fairlawn. And they found 45 kids in Akron that they had taken. They were still here in Ohio. You want to save lives? Turn them in. What if it was your family member? Do you want that cartel? Because it's a drug cartel doing it. Do you want them to do it to you?